Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is MW Radiant Grand Final Season 4, and it's time to head to his match number 2. It's gonna be Miramar, and here we go. The flight path is here, initiating from the northern regions of Partona, finishing off towards the eastern regions of El Azhar. I'm really sorry we couldn't stream match number 1. Due to some technical issue, we couldn't. But now, yeah, we are back on track, and we'll be streaming all the 3 other games remaining. This is Miramar. After this game, we'll be heading towards Rondo, and after that, we'll be heading towards Erangel, which will be our main event of the evening. So, Executioners, they're heading towards Partona. One team, I guess they're heading towards Chumasera. Yeah, that's where they're heading to. First circle has been initiated favoring the northeastern regions of Miramar. Cruz del Valle, right at the center of the circle. Not exact center, but deep inside the circle it is. So, teams might try to access Cruz del Valle. That's going to be a long, long glide. But you can grab a vehicle from the southern regions of Cruz del Valle regions. And then you can try to access Cruz del Valle. Multiple teams headed towards Los Leones, and that is Team AOP Sports will be heading towards Los Leones, and that's a drop clash happening for now, because multiple teams will be interested in Los Leones. That is Team 21 Guns, and not just 2, but I guess 4 teams are right now present in Los Leones. Another team that is going to be Team BBC. Well, they are quite away from fight and action. So they'll be just focusing on loot. There's no team close to them. Shingle Monsters having a really bad start. Jill is out of this game. 2 of the players have been knocked out. Psycho with that M1 Duran takes down Kindy. The flush will come in immediately. Those Shingle Monsters have faced 2 casualties here. At the same time, they've secured 2 eliminations as well. Shawan versus Zaba. And Zaba very smartly is trying to secure that vehicle from the garage. And he's trying to run away. And Zaba, he'll be able to. Saber has found that vehicle and he is now running away from his opponent. And there's no more threat for Saber to get eliminated. But now Team FR with the ugly start is down to 2 players. And some other team probably gave a casualty to Shingle Monsters. Probably that is Unbroken Romania who gave them their second casualty. Team FR heading towards San Martin. And there's no team in San Martin for now. And Team FR will need to execute their loot as soon as possible. And then they'll have to head towards the circle. A lot of teams initiating fights in the initial stages of this game. Team N1, very smartly, they'll be heading towards Cruz del Valle. There's a fight happening in Minas Generalis. It's Team EXF, and they're taking on Team New Wave. Shark is the last player surviving. Shark is the guy who really has the caliber to pull off a clutch or a 1v4. But let's see what he can do now. It's a 1v3 fight, and Jim Shark is just trying to run and create distance. He's trying to frustrate Team EXF, and now he heads back. That's S12 coming in from Charis X. Jim Shark can explode this time. And he'll keep on changing his position. That is really difficult to chase. But Team EXF and Jim Shark is so much slow now. Even Charis X is lacking with his HPs. He's just surviving with 10 HPs. Jim Shark in a 1v2 situation. Inksun connects that S12 well. And New Wave is up. They're eliminated on 20th position. Just losing one player. That's going to be Sipe. Will be eliminated early, but 4 elims coming in, that's a big of a deal for Team EXF. And they gotta reposition now, because this small compound would provide them enough amount of loot. And what if they just hit deep inside the circle? I mean, if you even hit with Cruz del Valle, you'll find good amount of loot there. And you'll be right at the center, so you wouldn't need to move much. But already, Team N1, they've entered Cruz del Valle, and along with them, it's Team Italia Esports, who had a great performance yesterday. But maybe Team Italia, they were overtaken by Team Alliance, so maybe they didn't win. But yeah, they got a really good performance yesterday. So let's see now how well they start. I don't have any clue about the first game, ladies and gentlemen, who won that. But it will be good if someone in the live chat helps me out with the updates. Who won the last game? Wagner gets knocked out. Alex, that was a great spray, and Wagner will be caught in open. He didn't have he didn't even have a vest there. So it's just a matter of time that flush will come in immediately. Italia Esports, they'll try to retaliate, but saving Wagner is so much difficult. And Italia Esports shouldn't lose more players just to save Wagner. That is very much important. And pretty easily, I guess, Team Italia will save Wagner here. There's not really a need to worry. DRG26. Yep, he'll get a chance to go for that revival there. Those random shots coming in. That's just desperation from Team N1. Now, I never thought that fights would initiate in Truesdale very so early. Teams really are taking the circle seriously. This match seriously. And teams with the early rotations straight away grabbing the center. But in Miramar, the circle moves kind of differently. So it's not like Rondo. But the circle will keep on favoring the center. It is a bit different. There will be some southern and the western shifts coming up from the circle. It's really difficult to predict the upcoming circle here in Miramar. That's why this is the map of discipline. Nightmare was kind of low there. But yeah, he'll successfully heal himself. In good presence of mind by Team N1. They know what's happening around them. So they are keeping an eye on all the areas around them. And Nightmare's angle will be caught there. He was so much lower. Team Italia, they're getting into the skin of Team N1. Surrounding them from 4 different angles. In Team N1, they're trying to retaliate. They're trying to bounce back. But it's not happening. They're not getting any success, any results here. And Team Italia, they keep on crushing Team N1 in a really small position. And now maybe Mercy will be caught off guard. Because he's quite separated from his teammates. Team N1 was not ready for this. And Wagner's just closing in. But Mercy knocks down Wagner there. Nightmare providing as much as cover as he can. Mercy gets knocked out. That's Nightmare who will be knocking down Chosen as well. Alex, he is the last man because Scar 1v4, he is AFK. So yeah, all eyes on Alex. He's the last man. All the players will be flushed out. So Team Italia are doing a pretty good job there. Winning this drop clash pretty easily. Oh, triple threat fight. Took some time there to render, but when it rendered, we saw an absolute war happening here. Big baby. Bobbin gets knocked out. Well, that will be an easy rev. 21 guns. They have a really good hold. High advantage they have, and that's what you need, especially in Miramar. And they're bothering 2 teams at a time. They're bothering Big Baby. They're bothering Team Secret. And now Captain is trying to knock down King somehow. King will regain his HP. That was a very close call. Those grenades are like a ballistic missile just continuously chasing down King. And Captain has that height advantage. Another grenade. King knocks down Captain, but Captain knocks down King. Both of them getting knocked out. Some rare visuals happening there. There's something we rarely see. But I guess both the players will get revival. But 21 guns should not allow Big Baby to go for that revival. I mean, they have that low ground disadvantage. You can get an angle from somewhere. Just try to do that. But King on his feet. Cartel is moving ahead. Is moving close. And he will catch King again. And King must be so much frustrated right now. This is probably the second time he got knocked out. And he's the only guy who's being targeted by 21 guns. And this time it's difficult for him to get that revival. Viking is putting himself into so much amount of risk. By the way, Team Sage. Pearl is out. Smokey, he's knocked out. Camperglad and Aura is the 2 surviving. Team Sage, even they had a decent performance yesterday. But in this Miramar game, they'll be fumbling. And they play good in Rondo. So I will be expecting a lot from their side. I hope they show up in Rondo with good eliminations. Because they are fading fast on points table. Especially after this performance. They will be nowhere. So if they want to make a good position on points table, Rondo and Miramar is the one which they need to really target. Finding Team BBC, Smokey, flushed out. Team BBC keeping an eye on Aura as well. That's a really good tracing by Glad. One is tremendously low. Glad. And now he wants to disengage from this fight. He's heading towards the safe areas. And you cannot pull a fight like a rubber band. You cannot stretch a fight. This is a very long fight. And there are now huge probabilities of third party happening. Glad just flanks. And now he's in a position where he can backstab Team BBC completely. But Team BBC, maybe they're trying to attack Aura. Alep Esports joining the party, so it will be a triple threat fight. And there's a huge chance where Team Alep Esports will end up stabbing Team BBC. They will get their hands on Team BBC first. That's the situation Team BBC is into right now. Alep Esports, they'll just keep peeking there. They're finding no pixels. And Team BBC know that Alep Esports has showed up. And they are pretty cautiously playing into that small area. That's not a really good area to survive. I don't know what kind of a glitch this is. This is a spectator glitch. I'm sorry, guys. The way it's looking, I know it's bad. But I can't help it. We're about to witness stage 3. Third circle is about to begin. Deep inside the circle, Italia Esports. Even they have a really good portion of the circle. But so many ridges and terrains in this particular area. And whichever teams IGL has a good map study will outsmart other teams. That is going to happen in this game. And Italia Esports has the most amount of probabilities of turning this game into their side. I'm glad it's still moving. Still moving, is still trying to find a place inside the circle. Italia Esports, by the way, now they've shifted their focus and they're trying to take on Team 1-Tap Romania. And this is probably too early to initiate your second fight since you're right at the center of the circle. Maybe Italia Esports should spend some time. It should not initiate a fight by their own self. By the way, Team Urain will be showing up and they're moving with a hovercraft. My goodness. Urain is moving with the hovercraft and the hovercraft is working really well on these ridges. So it's absolutely fine until and unless it's providing you profits. It's absolutely okay. And your rotation is enhanced with the hovercraft. You're more safe. So Urain with a really good move in my opinion. But fighting Team Italia, this is going to be a huge challenge for them. And this fight is coming right from the northeastern edge. So there are a lot of probabilities where Urain might get crushed between two teams in a third party. And Amrit has already been flushed out. And Urain they're in a vulnerable situation because Executioner is showing out of nowhere. And Urain withdrawing from this fight. They have to run fast. And now they'll need to stretch their rotation. And they'll have to make it as long as possible. Maybe they'll use the northern regions to enter the circle. Maybe the eastern regions or the northeastern regions, because the northwestern regions, I'm sorry, maybe the northern regions or the northwestern regions, because for now, northeastern regions are completely being dominated by teams. So they cannot use this area to enter the circle. Already Team Italia, they were gatekeeping the circle. Already Team Italia, they were gatekeeping the circle. And if Team Urain they use the northern regions to enter the circle, it's gonna be quite easy for them. Oh my god, what kind of a glitch is this? What the heck? Broken Romania taking on Team 4 Evo. For Romanian Evolution. Unbroken Romania, they're trying to move closer. Pro Mix, you need to drive your vehicle pretty carefully there, buddy. And he will safely close in. But Unbroken Romania, changing plans. And they are withdrawing from this fight. That is kind of strange. Creating an opening, closing halfway, and then withdrawing. I don't understand. Maybe Unbroken Romania, they're not really interested into that compound. Alpha is in such an open area. Promix didn't see him, but now it's a really good aim shift by Promix. Alpha will be knocked out, and immediately that flush will come in. And Udain Sap, they are wandering in this map, but they're not getting a place really to survive. And Prime will be taken down by Camp Glad. So that's the end. Udain Sap gets eliminated on 17th position. Rotational errors happening. A lot of errors happening. They couldn't really help it. Early elimination. Stage 4 has been initiated. Circle moves for a southwestern shift. Alep Esports has a really good hold of the circle. And they've sacrificed elimination just for this. Hats off to the IGL of Alep Esports. The kind of prediction he has made. That was superb. Shingo Monsters will be breaching that compound. Zabir unleashes, takes down Triple. Psycho Jovan as the two are surviving that Molotov in between. Jovan gets knocked out. Psycho is the last man standing. Zabir got confused and he was trying to run back. And Psycho putting in that S12 ammo, putting in that 12 guards and eliminating Zabir. FR gets eliminated on 15th position. 14 teams, 42 players. And there goes team Havoc Esports for that third party. Shingo Monsters will be drawing everyone's attention to his team. Psycho Jovan as the two are surviving. It's a huge numbers disadvantage factor. And Havoc Esports is really in a hurry to finish this fight up. There's just 17 seconds remaining and the blue zone will start moving. ChatGPT has a really good angle there. If Shingo Monsters tries to secure that vehicle and get out, maybe they will face some knocks there. But Shingo Monsters, they're aware about ChatGPT. So it's difficult for now for ChatGPT to get a knock there. Jovan almost got knocked out, but ChatGPT takes down Jovan. And yeah, Shingo Monsters didn't really have any idea about ChatGPT there, didn't they? Psycho will be the last man standing. The man who has been hard carrying this game for Shingo Monsters. And the most talented guy on the Shingo Monsters roster, I guess. He's the most talented player, the most skillful player. And Havoc Esports won't stretch that fight much. They are withdrawing. They are prioritizing the circle. Havoc Esports looking for some bigger results in this Miramar game. Shingo Monsters Psycho, it's really difficult for him now to enter the circle. With Havoc Esports right under his nose. And probably he'll bleed out to death. Stage 5 has initiated. And yes, Shingo Monsters gets eliminated on 13th position. It all comes down to 12 teams, 36 players. Secret Esports till now they were into the circle, but now they're out. What kind of a shift is that? That's going to be a centralized shift by the circle. 21 guns. They have a really good position inside the circle right now. But the fear of being stabbed in their back, so they have to focus on the team present behind them more than the teams present inside the circle or right in front of their eyes. Because One United, if they move closer, and 21 Guns, if they don't pay attention on them, it will be bad for them. It will be fatal. And after such a great start, though they had to compromise in terms of elims, but still the 3 players are alive right now, and that's a really huge deal. I will count it as a good start. Bogdan, the vehicle is gonna burst. I think Bogdan should move away from that vehicle. You have a rock right next to you. Bogdan using that vehicle. Italia Esports going after Team Big Baby. Babin, Owalade. Oh, Owalade gets knocked out. Wagner has a MG3, the Demon's favorite MG3, and is gonna set this lobby on fire. Things have been heated up a lot. With that MG3, he's gonna blow up everything. And Baban, he gets out of there. But just a solo player moving at a really crucial stage. It's very difficult to anticipate whether he'll be able to make it to the circle or not. He's right on the edge. Roloito, he has been pinned down by 21 Guns. So he cannot move much. All he can do is just pop in those first stays and get as much as placements as he can. But there's not really a way. It's difficult to make it till top 8 just by healing. Italia Esports down to 3 players. And Circle is just running away from them. Italia Esports, usually they're really good at predicting Circle, but continuous centralized shifts, Italia Esports will be kept out of the Circle. And this is something unexpected happening here. Again, a centralized shift, 21 guns, they're still present inside the Circle, but now there are a lot of teams that will be using the southern regions to enter the Circle. So 21 guns might get indulged in a triple threat fight, fighting 2 teams at a time. Could be a scenario for 21 guns. They have to be prepared for that. And they have no eliminations right now, just 1 elims. So this is going to be a golden opportunity for them to make placement points associated with elimination points as well. BBC is moving kind of closely. One with a good left peek, but no Lars. Doesn't fail there. Good connections made. Guy who entered the circle first. BBC 1 gets knocked out. Shelby from the sideline gets cut ill. The flush comes in immediately, and that's tit for tat. That's revenge. That's receipt. Great job done there by Shelby. Again, he goes for that spray. Captain trying to save himself. Just deployed those smokes there, but still not enough. Team BBC, they're still able to save 21 guns. They have a G-Sports now going for the third party, and Shelby got knocked out. That's elimination coming in for Team BBC. They're out. They're eliminated on 8th position. 7 teams, 19 players. Havoc Esports, they have a really small area to play, and especially that ridge, just throwing them down. But the closest threat has been eliminated. 4 Evo, they're out. They'll be eliminated by LP Esports. Wagner taking down the final player. That will be Savage. 4 Evo. They're eliminated on 6th position. Team Italia. There's 2 players alive. But these 2 players are one of the most experienced guys of Italia Esports, and you can count on them. All responsibilities on Nightmare, and especially Wagner. He is the man who can change the direction of this fight completely. Well, ALP Esports versus Havoc Esports. This fight might happen in the west of the circle. And Italia Esports might end up stabbing Team ALP Esports in their backs. But Golden Fish, he's first prioritizing the fight against Team Italia. And this might give Team Havoc Esports a chance to third party ALP Esports. And Golden Fish has been spotted. Those smokes have been deployed, so it's kind of blurry for Havoc Esports to completely have a look on ALP Esports. ChatGPT gets another frag. Captain will be finished out, so 21 guns. They're eliminated on 5th position. It all comes down to 4 teams and 10 players. Havoc Esports, they'll keep on bothering Team ALP Esports. And now the problem is, ALP Esports just has 1 vehicle to move. Faker bothering them so much. Lack of cover, lack of utilities. Faker couldn't knock down anybody, and Faker gets knocked out. ChatGPT is way away. Wings is busy giving revival. Faker has been flushed out. Faker choking there, surely. He had plenty of chances there, but he couldn't do much. Wings gets knocked out. Musa, he heals himself, and now we'll wait for Team ALP Esports to take the initiative. Nightmare and Wagner Zada making it manageable for Team Italia, and none of them been knocked out yet. So Team Italia still has a strong grip over this fight. None of them got knocked out, but Wagner Zada gets knocked out now. With the trade knockdown coming in quickly. Golden Fish, that was, will be knocking down Wagner. But 2 of the players of Team ALP Esports have been knocked out. That's the problem here. But nobody is really interested in closing in. And ALP Esports, they will bounce back. Golden Fish got some information there about Italia. Italia Esports gets eliminated. ChatGPT putting in the final nail in the coffin. It's a 2v3 now. Havoc Esports now can take the revenge. Wings, ChatGPT, and Musa wouldn't let this game slip out of their hands. Golden Fish gets knocked out. Jamal will be spotted. It is all over. Team Havoc gets the job done. Gets a winner chicken dinner in a convincing fashion. Winner chicken dinner with all their 3 players alive. Just facing 1 casualty. 10 heliums? That is a huge deal. 12 heliums and not 10 heliums, I'm sorry. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to take a short break and we'll be right back with match number 3. It's going to be Rondo. Till then, like, subscribe. Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is MW Radiant Grand Final Season 4. And we are beginning with match number 3. It's going to be Rondo, 2 flight paths in the play. One favoring the eastern regions, and the second flight path favoring the southern regions of Rondo map. So yeah, teams now will head towards Neox Factory Yulin. And it's easy when there are 2 flight paths. Teams can head towards Yulin and Neox Factory. So it's less chaotic. When it's just one flight path and completely favoring New York's factory regions, all the players they head towards New York's factory, and it leads to a huge confusion and chaos. That is not happening right now, and that is such a good thing. But a lot of teams jumping in Nanjing, a lot of teams heading towards New York's factory, that was expected, and now the plane will become completely empty as teams have started heading towards Yulin. The first circle has been initiated, kind of a confusing circle, because it's favoring Tin Long Garden, it's favoring the southern regions, even Tuling is deep inside the circle. So, 21 guns, one of the players headed towards Tuling to go for that recall. And maybe 21 guns, they will now force fights with their opponents. And maybe they'll force elimination too, because after getting that recall, they'll have a better place inside the circle. Even the water body is inside the circle. So, yeah, the shifts will be very much difficult. If it leads to a northeastern shift, then it's game over. It's going to be so much exhausting for players. But King taking down 2 players now. Sent to you, that is a solo guy surviving, and he needs to save himself. And he'll be getting knocked out too. So 4 evil, easily getting wiped out. And the recall phase wasn't that great for them. Easy elimination coming in for them. New wave clutcher. Wants to revive his teammate. Nightmare. With that ASM deals immense damage on Clutcher. And now it's a 1v3. Clutcher couldn't knock down anybody. Even Clutcher gets knocked out. And it's going to be game over for NW Clutcher 2. Gymshark, he's still gliding. And before even he could land his feet on the ground, 3 of his teammates got eliminated. And that is so much painful. He landed directly on a recall beacon. So he'll bring back his teammates into the play. The Team Italia doing a really great work. A really good piece of work by Team Italia. 2 eliminations will be secured by their side. But, yeah, the most important thing is they didn't face any casualty till now. That is very much important. You need to have numbers advantage on this hot drop location. So that you're able to dominate. Because you're not fighting just one team at a time. You're fighting multiple teams, tons and tons of players at the same time. Look at the amount of teams right now present on Neox Factory. This was a huge war. Big Baby just staying on the edge, not deeply entering into Neox Factory. Staying on the edge and avoiding chaos, avoiding fighting 2-3 teams at the same time. Utain Sap, even they are on the southern edge of Neox Factory. And that is Havoc Esports, who is fighting right at the center. Inside the factory they are fighting maybe. They are fighting in the southern regions for now. Faker switches onto the grenade. Team Italia versus Team Havoc. It's gonna be a hell of a fight. Faker goes for the grenade connection. Nightmare closing in. Nightmare is so much low now. But with that AKM pre-fire, Nightmare winning that fight. So much intelligent, isn't he? Wings, all eyes on him. And even he got taken down by Team Italia. And there is nobody right now who can stop Team Italia. Last game was pretty much epic for them. The last game, they got #3. In this Rondo game, they're starting off well. Team Italia, been seen a lot of times performing well in Rondo. They like this game. They like this map. They like this recall phase. And they always make the most out of these recalls. They always get eliminations. And I'm not surprised yet by the kind of start Team Italia has got for them. But now it's Team Utain that will be challenging Team Italia. The shots coming in on Shea. He was quietly trying to move in. Team Italia, they have a really good idea about what is going on around them. They have a really good presence of mind. They keep information about the nearby areas, what's really happening around them. But Coco getting caught. Immediately he'll be flushed out. Nightmare gets knocked out. DRG26 takes down Share. The flush will come in. He needs to focus on Alpha. Where is he? Well, now Alpha will be showing up. DRG26, he has the S4 too, but he will use that AOG. And he will finish Alpha as well. It's a great 1v2 by DRG26. So now a lot of responsibilities on him because now he has to continue getting eliminations for his team. Big Baby versus N1. Command to knock one. Got knocked out. King trying to make it manageable. And it's a sandwich situation. King gets knocked out. That is a problem. The flush will come in. King getting overwhelmed there. A really good recall phase for Team 13 as well. That is Team N1 Esports. But what about Team 1 United? Are they not moving in? I don't think so. But they are taking their time. They don't want to go things south. They want to execute this fight in a proper way. And they would like to win this fight too. Shingu Monsters down to 3 players. They need to use their recall beacon as soon as possible. But immediately after dropping, immediately after getting that recall, Urain Sap again started fading. Again started losing their players. What is wrong with them? I mean, they're doing nothing right. They are just being mauled by their opponents. Prime is in a devastated situation. Amrit is already knocked out. He won't be able to contribute anything. Where is Alpha? The Alpha in that small room just waiting for his opponents to enter. And by that time, maybe Prime will be able to revive Amrit. But just sometime, Prime and Amrit will get there. But Prime brings in an opening. Captain gets knocked out. Prime using all his game sense. Just few pixels he saw there. Amrit got knocked out. The flush will come in immediately by Nolaz. And Prime is confused, but he pushes in. It's a 1v1 and Prime deals good amount of damage there, but no way! No loss! Despite of being so much low, he still won that 1v1. And now Alpha showing up a bit late. And it's a 1v4 situation now. He cannot do much. He will be finished out by Bukune. And that's the end. 21 guns, they win this fight. Urain Sab losing back-to-back fights. They're eliminated on 20th position. Probably they become the first team to get eliminated from this Rondo game. That is sad. Second circle has been initiated. Circle moves for a northern shift. Northwestern shift, that is, by the circle. For Evo really has a good position inside the circle after that recall. Good repositioning happening with Team 21 guns. We'll be expecting some western shifts by the circle. So that they are still at the center of the circle. Having the advantage they always wanted to have. That was a really good execution by 21 guns. I mean, the way they eliminated Urain Sap. It was a really good strategy. Calculated risks were taken there. And some blunders happened too during fight, but it's absolutely fine. They bounced back really well. And Urain Sap is a talented team, though they're not in their prime form. But still, eliminating a team like Urain Sap is not that easy. But since they are at the center, there is a chance they'll be overwhelmed there. Because a lot of teams are around them. And Captain has been finished out. And I'm afraid the 21 guns, they've been eliminated from this game. Oh my goodness. 21 guns, they're out. They're eliminated on 19th position. And I just said it. That they might be overwhelmed there because they're right at the center. And not all the teams have the caliber to defend the center of the circle. Not all teams have that talent. It's not easy to deal with the pressure when you're right at the center and there are teams who are trying to snatch the compound which you're having. And especially in Rondo where the circle center is so much demanded by teams. All the teams just like to head towards the center of the circle. So 21 guns. Seems like turns out to be holding the center of the circle was not that great of a decision. Because I thought they have a really good gun bar. They have a good gun power, and they will be eventually able to hold the center of the circuit, but that didn't really happen. So now they have to move on. Bye bye. See you in Erangel, the last game, the main event of the evening. And when you fail in first 3 games, it's just about eliminations then. In the final Erangel game, no team plays seriously. It's just a competition of who gets more eliminations in their pocket. By the way, Circle moves for a western shift, and I don't know what kind of a glitch this is. Why is it turning black and white? Like a thermal map. Lord, he's out. King finishing him. 1 United. Suffering. Down to 2. Paragon. Avram. And they're in Neox factory. So they have to travel fast because Circle, the blue zone is about to move. It will be stage 4 and they don't have much healings with them. They might get eliminated because of the blue. That's the worst kind of elimination. They wouldn't like that. Have a key pose, by the way. Having a decent recall phase, just 3 limbs coming in. Now it's time to rotate. ChatGPT got cooked there. Down to 3 players now. Team Navakir. Musa gets spotted. Colliding that vehicle. Oh my goodness. Musa losing his HP and just 1 bullet connection was needed there. Faker, Wings will continue to move. Uh-oh. And now when Faker gets knocked out, so Wings, he's the last man. And Team Sage Esports, they're going to end Havoc Esports right here, right now. It's nowhere to go. Smokey takes down the final player. And Havoc Esports gets eliminated on 18th position. So getting a winner chicken dinner in Miramar and then failing miserably in the next game. The impact which they created after the last winner chicken dinner is all gone now. They are fading on points table after this game. And Sage Esports, they always look up to Rondo to make a comeback. I've always seen them playing really well in Rondo. Even yesterday, they got a good elimination winner chicken dinner in Rondo. So with this kind of a start, we can expect another winner chicken dinner from their side, especially here in Rondo. They'll be meeting Team New Wave. Team New Wave with a great setup. Team Sage Esports has no idea that Team New Wave is right in front of them in Clutcher. I'd like to welcome Glad with that grenade. Team Sage, they're ready to fight. But grenade won't be causing Glad any trouble. The Clutcher has been seen. Smokey paying attention. Paul now retreating. Sage Esports might start backing off, but there's no way to go. Team Secret is right behind them. And there's a huge chaotic fight coming in from the south east. Smokey versus Happy, a grenade fight there. And Team Secret, if they win that fight against Team 21, they will just start sweeping towards the southern part of the circle, and with that sweep they'll eliminate Team Sage and Team NW both. Oh, grenade right on target. Smokey on his knees. Glad gets knocked out. Pearl, last player. And so much pressure on Pearl right now. There's no chance to revive teammates. Pearl has to fight. But Pearl hasn't been seen yet. Just smartly sitting inside that vehicle. But maybe Gymshark saw Pearl there. And Clutcher will be putting in the final nail in the coffin. That's the end. Team Sage gets eliminated on 15th position. 14 teams and a total amount of 45 players are now alive. Shingle Monsters defending the Western Edge. Bobby gets knocked out on the way to the circle. Jamal will be leading himself into the circle as he got one teammate holding there. That's going to be Welcome. Uh-oh! And Welcome will get knocked out too. Jamal, having the solo guy that slamming straight away, went on Shingle Monsters. And Jella doing a really great job there. Rival might be welcomed with that grenade. That's a huge range, Jamal. S12K won't really work. And Jamal will be taken down by Jalad. So Shingle Monsters making no errors. And adding 2 more elims. in their pocket. 7 elims now. 5th circle. These cannot certify the circle. It is end of this project. A really good position inside the circle, although they have the south. But there is a probability that circle might favor them. And for now, they are present inside the circle at a really critical stage. And all the other teams will start moving now. So they are out of danger. And all the other teams who has to move are in danger. Executioners, they're down to 1. And Unbroken Romania, they'll have to move from the south. So they might be bothered by NW Project. New Wave, are they trying to do third party here? They need elims. They desperately need elims. They're targeting the teams on the edge. And in fact, Team New Wave, even they are out of the circles. Even if they win this fight, making it to the circle is very difficult. Snipers overcommitting surely there. Fellow missed some shots before, but later on he connected. And fellow, you better focus on the players who are close to you. Better focus on the opponents who are close to you instead of focusing on single monsters who are dealing shots from a range. Happy withdraws straight overheads to NW Project, and Mitra with a great juggle and aim. Happy is out. New Wave gets eliminated on 9th position. 4Evo finds the place, a safe place inside the circle in the east, and right above them it will be Team N1 Esports. This fight will happen shortly. 4Evo is not going to stay down or stay quiet. Wave gets knocked out. Wave got knocked out by Team N1. Yup, got knocked out by Team M1. They're desperately trying to flush him out. Sage gets a opening and will buy enough time to revive Wave. But the teams inside this circle might get their hands. He has to be very much careful there. Shingu Monsters trying to block Unbroken Romania's rotation. And Gelad is pretty much close to Team Unbroken Romania, so he might end up bothering them. It's a 1v3 fight. And Pro makes his hard cooking that grenade. Gelad, you better hope that that grenade doesn't pay you a visit. Well, now it's more certain for Team Unbroken Romania that Gelad is somewhere close to them after deploying that smoke. It becomes more certain. King, last man for Big Baby. And he is seen there. Gelad will be taken down by Bogdan. That's the end. Shingle Monsters getting eliminated on 7th position. 6 teams, 14 players are now alive. 4Evo, did they win that fight against Team N1? They did. 4Evo, they're on rampage. Yeah, they have compromised in terms of eliminations, not getting much. The survival-oriented game, that too in Rondo, that is surprising. But now there are 10 opponents in front of them. And even if they add 5 elims out of 10, it can still be a really good number. NW Project, I'm afraid they're eliminated from this game. Yes, they are. NW Project gets eliminated on 5th position. 4 teams, 11 players. FR trying to enter the circle. 4Evo, they have a higher ground advantage and they can keep an eye on all the teams that are fighting in such an open area. Just got knocked out there. Indeed, desperately trying to flush him out, but that won't happen. 4Evo will make the situation manageable for them, but Shakid making those connections on impassive, that was unexpected. But when is Sentio gonna see Team FR? And when is he gonna retaliate? Well, he doesn't have much angles there. And FR is taking advantage of the situation and they're entering the circle. And this is all happening right under Sentio's nose. He doesn't know that. And Sentio, he's now away from the circle, and as soon as he moves closer and opens his fire, he'll be getting damaged. That was a wild spray coming in. Seems like all the players, they are waiting for Sentio to start moving in so that they can get that easy elim. Promix is out. That one grenade will do the job. Senior, you beauty. One United has been eliminated, and Senior with a clutch wiping the existence off of Team 1 United. And that's elimination coming in for Unbroken Romania for Evo. Same to you, it's a 1v4 fight, and it won't be enough. It is all over. Winner, chicken dinner for Team FR. Fallen Ruthless. 16 elims, winner, chicken dinner. Hell of a job done there by Kindy. Getting 8 eliminations there. Such a good play. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of match number 3, which was Rondo. Time to take a short break. We'll be right back with the Wrangle. Till then, like, subscribe. That's what I'll ask you again and again. Like, subscribe. Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is MW Radiant Grand Finals, and it's time for match number 4. It's going to be a wild game, a very wild game. We're going to see fights right from the initial stages. The southern region oriented flight path. It's a bit difficult to head to its school in the northern region, so maybe the game will get started and will get over right in the southern edge. It depends completely on the circle now, which regions will be favored by the circle. If it's a southern region oriented circle, boom, it's game over. Urain Sap, they'll be heading towards Quarry. Havoc Esports, they'll be heading towards Quarry 2. I guess Havoc Esports has given up. They are not in contention, so that's why they are going to be very much aggressive now in the initial stages of this game. And they're just solely going to focus on getting more and more eliminations for them. It doesn't matter if they lose players. It doesn't matter if they win this game or not. And this is the typical strategy of the teams playing this game now. That is true. And Musa goes for the low toss grenade. Doesn't bother Happy at all. Chat GPT, he's running back. Faker, can he give some amount of cover there? He's got a K9 there. And no short connections will be made. So yeah, this is a proof of Faker is not at all a good sniper. Musa is so much low. Oh, he gets caught there. He gets knocked out. And the flush will come indefinitely. So Havoc Esports starting with a negative type of a play. On the negative side of the finish feed, they are facing a casualty. Faker gets knocked out. Team New Wave sort of dominant they are in this fight. Completely manhandling Team Havoc Esports. Team New Wave having the control of this fight. Now getting 2 eliminations. Havoc Esports, ChatGPT is running away. Where's Wings? Alright, ChatGPT will get a lift there by Wings. Depends on Team Havoc where they're going to head to. Are they going to come back to Quarry or are they going to go away? There's no team in Primorsk, by the way. If they head towards Primorsk, they'll get a good amount of loot there. But still, they don't know that Primorsk is completely vacant. Executioners versus One United. Team Sage Esports will be joining the party too, but just 2 players right now. Close to One United and Executioners. In the range of doing third party. Ministro is kind of low. He definitely needs to do a lot of job there. Because he just has bandages. He just have bandages there, so it's going to take a long time to regain his HP completely. Urain Sam, they're down to 1 player. Sheer is the last man. And again, Team New Wave mauling Team Urain Sap near Quarry. And this is sort of a deja vu. Yesterday as well in the first Erangel, we saw same kind of a result for Team Urain Sam getting eliminated by Team New Wave. And here as well, same kind of elimination coming in. Team Urain Sap on the worst to get eliminated, but they successfully ditch Team New Wave and get out of there. So now Alpha and Sheer needs to survive, and this is what we see most of the times from Team Urain Sap in the last game. They play pretty cautiously, and still they're not able to get that winner chicken dinner. So that is a problem. One United, they head back towards a safe area. Sage Esports challenging Team Executioners. Ministro is kind of a low. Top will be sent back to the lobby. He's been eliminated. It's a huge responsibility on Mike Royce there. Sage Esports will be regrouping. Oh, that's a wild grenade by Smokey. Mike Royce gets knocked out, but that was a really good spray. Just look at Aura, how much low he is. So Mike Royce was just about to knock down Aura there, but that grenade by Smokey was right on target. And Sage Esports capitalizing. They're moving in closer. And Smokey had no clue that there was a player inside that house. Ministro camping at its best. Camping at his best. Smokey's out of this game. Glad to make a mistake there. Flushes out Ministro. Manfila's last man he is and won't face any trouble. Oh, he will face a lot of trouble. He will be finished out then. That's the end. Aura putting in the final nail in the coffin, and Executioners will be getting eliminated on 19th position. What the hell is this glitch? A lot of teams in Milta, by the way. Team Secret had a miserable day. Regza gets knocked out. Nalbo, Datka, two surviving. It's Shingu Monsters. It's difficult to gain control over Shingu Monsters, especially here in Milta, which is their primary drop location. They have so much experience of this drop location. You cannot win a fight against Shingu Monsters in Milta and Alep Esports in Yasnaya Poliana. It's difficult. I've rarely seen these teams failing in their drop location. The rival gets knocked out this time. JS9 Nalbo has. So Psycho, along with Joan and Jalad, is the trio surviving. They need to save rival as well. Team Secret making it manageable for them. Just buying time, just letting Team Shingle Monsters take the initiative of the fight. And Joan goes for the grenade. That guy is so much low, might get knocked out because of the blue zone. Shingle Monsters needs to keep an eye on the finish feed. But Datka survives. He will pop in that bandage right on time. And even using that Molotov, so great use of presence of mind. Great presence of mind there. Great use of game sense. And Datka, he heals himself and is getting ready for this 1v2. But Jovan, prioritizing that grenade. Datka jumps down right on time. And he's on that railing. And Jovan knew what Datka is going to do. What Datka was going to do. Nalbo, final man. And he will be taken down by Jala. That's the end. Team Secret will be getting eliminated on 18th position. 4 elims for Shingu Monsters in conquering Milta at the same time. Unbroken Romania, they're fighting BBC in Pachinki. And there were probably more than 2 teams in Pachinki because Unbroken Romania, they definitely have given casualties to some other team. They have 2 elims here, and BBC they're surviving with 3 players. But that was a surprise by Bogdan. Bogdan couldn't knock down his opponent. That is upset. One gets knocked out this time. Royev will be bothering Shelby from the sidelines, but that will be an easy rev coming in. This fight will take time. Stage 2 has been initiated, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Uh-oh, fellow OG overcommitting. And immediately gets humbled. Down to 2 now, Unbroken Romania is. And BBC, they're back on their feet. They're bouncing back. Bogdan and Roy, both of them are so much away from each other. Shelby enters open areas. Royev with that underrated sideline angle punishes Shelby. Didn't get a flush there, but still he got a knock. Bogdan gets knocked out. So now just one last player. It's going to be Royev. And he's quickly closing in. He's trying to make it as quick as possible. The Japanese guy keeping an eye on Kroev. Now it's going to be a 1v1. Can Kroev win? But it will be better if Team BBC turned this into a 1v3 rather than a 1v1. Roev now, he is running behind. He's running away. That is just baiting your opponent. One way behind. Shelby gets knocked out. But Roev will be finished out. And Unbroken Romania gets eliminated on 15th position. So this last game as well, Unbroken Romania won't be able to do much. Team FR gets eliminated. NW Project eliminating FR. FR was in contention, maybe. But forcefully they had to initiate this fight. And NW Project pulling off a upset. It's getting 2 elims. So basically, FR was lacking in numbers, and then out of nowhere, NW Project showing up. There was nothing FR could do about it. They got eliminated on 13th position. Completely depends on how many elimination points they got from this game, but I don't think they got much. Alep Esports This last game is pretty crucial for ALP Esports and a lot of teams. Because if you've done nothing in 3 games, then at least get a winner chicken. And in this last one, oh wow, this is a new update, guys. And straight away after the update, I couldn't play. Straight away after the update, I'm watching these new changes which are made in the game while casting. So this new vehicle just added. What's the name of this vehicle? Maybe I won't be able to see it while casting, but that's a good looking vehicle. Wow, that's a coupe. That is a coupe. And the OG coupe maybe has been changed. The orange one. And now this is the one which is newly introduced in the game. That's look dope. That looks dope. That looks cool. Second circle is about to finish off. Havoc Esports in the western city of Georgiapur. Down to 2. And they're fighting today. Sap Shear is already knocked out. Alpha cannot close in to go for that revival maybe. Can Havoc Esports close in to fight Alpha? ChatGPT eliminates Share. Maybe Havoc Esports doesn't have enough amount of vehicles. So they don't have a way to close in. But where there's a will, there's a way. Use your feet. Get this job done. Big Baby, by the way, they will support Alpha there. Urane's Alpha. We'll be getting out of Team Big Baby's side. That's good. And still Urane Sap, they are just trying to survive. I don't know what they are playing for. It's 3 blunders we've seen by Urane Sap. And now in this last game, they're desperately trying to win when the lobby is so much aggressive. "21 Guns. Struggle for them. That was an unexpected slam in by Team BBC. And Team BBC will be put to sleep. Shelby was the last player who got eliminated. 21 Guns. The deadly duo of Gadal and Bukunai. Trying to make it manageable for Team 21 Guns. But Italia Esports, they are interested in this compound. They're sort of interested in these eliminations. I wonder why Italia Esports is playing so much cautiously. Psycho spots Wagner there. Such a wide open area. And Wagner immediately regrets his decision. Instead of waiting here, he could have straight away gone for that slam in. Though that compound is out of the circle. But yeah, they could have ended the fight quickly and they could have hit it towards the circle. And Wagner, it's very difficult to get that revival there. The shot's still making connection, and Psycho is a wild player. He can do anything. But Big Baby Esports, Rival gets knocked out. Joanne gets knocked out. That is King. And Shingu Monsters, now they are trapped there. A lot of third parties coming in. Psycho gets knocked out too. That's a brilliant retaliation. And Shingu Monsters Jalad, now he has to use this hovercraft and get out of here as soon as possible. Get away from these teams' side. Get out of these teams' side. So that you can survive at least in this last game. And Shingu Monsters, at least they can get a winner chicken dinner. But maybe Jalal will try to make Psycho sit in that hovercraft, and then he will carry his teammate to the safe areas, and then he'll execute that revival. That's a good strategy. A really good strategy. Italia Esports, they're fighting exiled fighters maybe. This fight will come from the east of the circle. But exiled fighters just maintaining the distance, not going too close. Maybe even exiled fighters, they are competing seriously in this game. Ancient is already eliminated, so just 3 players for exiled fighters. They will definitely have a disadvantage in that fight. And yeah, picking a fight against Team Italia, that won't be a good decision. And having a numbers disadvantage. Team Italia, they're on a hunt, but didn't get much eliminations till now. I mean, they are trying to search opponents, but they are not completely getting into a fight. Just one elimination they've secured till now. 21 guns, still surviving with 2 players. No problems will be faced by their side. And on the other side, NW Project continuously losing their players. Touch Me gets knocked out. Flash, where is he gonna run? For Evo, had a great last game. Here as well, getting 6 eliminations, and it will be a huge jump on the points table if they perform well in this last Rondo game. Coco! That was a well-calculated grenade. Sentiu had no answer. Sentiu is now on his knees. Italia Esports doing a fabulous job controlling this fight, but now for Evo Esports, they land back on their feet, but Impassive justifies his name there. Gets knocked out, overcomers definitely. Wave trying to get rid of Team NW Project. Flash is still being a problem there. For Evo Esports has to deal with 2 teams at a time, Team Italia and NW Project 2. But maybe Flash will get out of here. Team Italia now turns this fight into a 3v3. For Evo had the advantage. Italia retaliates well. DRG26 was almost caught by that grenade. But that is Wave, who took so much risk, but didn't change the seat and attack DRG26. Coco goes Lorano, knocks down Savage. Coco in close range will deal with Wave and will successfully knock him down. And the now last player of Team 4 Evo will be taken down too. And 4 Evo, within a fraction of a second, they are eliminated from this game too. So Coco comes up with a 1v3. Sentiu will be eliminated by Coco. Such a great job by Italia Coco there. And they need to get their hands on this winner when I check in dinner. Boban. Meanwhile, he's bothering Alep Esports while they are moving. Code State has been initiated. Circle moves for a Western shift, I guess. Is that a Western shift? Yup. I'll be heading towards Georgiable Big City finish. One thing is true, that it is not going to be an urban circle finish. I know it. This is a setup by the circle. Circle will keep on telling teams that I'm going to head towards the urban circle finish. Go and buy some properties into that city. But right at the end, it's going to head towards the rural areas, ditching all the teams in the northern city. Oh my god, Circle has proved me wrong. Circle moves for a southern shift, heading towards the northern city. Overlaid is so much low, but King, like a true friend, helps out his teammate, takes down Nightmare. Italia is out. They'll be getting eliminated on 8th position. 7 teams, 16 players are now alive. This is a weird looking circle. And it's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of time for these fights to initiate. Alep Esports, Shingle Monsters. EXF is so much close to Alep Esports, but despite of that, Alep Esports is not taking care of EXF. They're not trying to fight. They're just trying to get more and more placement. They're trying to get into top 3, I guess. Alpha taking risk. He's a solo guy. He needs to stop peeking there. And he needs to stop showing his pixels to his opponents. But still, he took risk. Created an opening. And that's the only accomplishment Team Udain Sap has in this game. 21 guns. Finds a place inside the circle, right on the edge. And the tower is going to protect them. Ovalade gets knocked out. Wings flushes him. Big Baby, probably down to 2. They'll keep on rotating. This casualty won't draw their focus towards Team Havoc. And they are heading towards their own decided location into the circle. And yeah, they are now on the western edge of the city. 21 guns, somehow they managed to breach that apartment. And they're taking the initiative. They're trying to climb up. Shira's X gets caught. And that's a flush coming in immediately. Shirai's X, that is. Shirai's X is out of this game. So EXF down to 2. Still passive. No elimination till now. There's no will to fight. EXF is not looking for a fight. They are just looking to survive. And that's a really negative sign. You cannot show your opponents your vulnerability. That's a big red flag. And 21 Guns took advantage of that. They saw that EXF is not really interested in fights. So they just breached that apartment and then they started dealing those huge shots on their opponents. And catching Shira's X alone in that compound. And EXF did nothing about that. No retaliation, nothing, just peacefully sitting there. Being completely submissive. Havoc Esports lost wings. And now just one last player surviving for Havoc Esports, ChatGPT. As you can see in the mini-map, he's way behind. And Alep Esports could be overwhelmed in the center. And now the pace will slow down. With this kind of a circle finish, the pace will definitely slow down. And maybe we'll be witnessing heal battles out of this game too. You never know. We can witness heal battles. I guess Yuri and Sap will be the team going for a heal battle if Circle favors them. If Circle favors Team Yuri and Sap, then maybe Alpha will go to any limits to get this winner chicken dinner. The 7th circle is pretty crucial. Will it favor anybody? Well, SLM is present inside the circle. Now, Big Baby Esports, they have to fight SLM. Alpha wants to enter the circle. Psycho's focus is completely shifted on to Team Big Baby Esports. So, Alpha might take advantage of that. And he will breach the circle. Shingo Monsters can only focus on one team. And Jello definitely needs some assistance there. It's difficult to take care of Big Baby Esports all by himself. That was a good grenade. Finding connections on Viking. King finishes ChatGPT. Havoc Esports gets eliminated on 7th position. Just one winner chicken dinner in that Miramar. After that, they kept falling apart. And in this Erangel game as well, it's a decent performance. Just getting one or two placement point. Not more than that. And King! He didn't know about Jalad. Viking throws a grenade. Jalad sensed it. But he jumped down. The Viking is not in a hurry there. Nor is Jalad. And for now, they are looking to go for the revival. Absolutely. Big Baby Esports, they're trying to revive King. Viking is trying to revive his teammate. Alpha, he's sitting in that corner. One elimination, finally, Alpha has secured. EXF will try to enter the circle. Blue zone, pushing them hard. But EXF finds a sweet spot. And the revival will be executed right here. So no need to worry. Viking knocks down Psycho with that fantabulous grenade. All responsibilities on Jalad. And this is how you retaliate. But elimination coming in. And Team King, Team Viking, they're eliminated from this game. 5th position, they'll be getting eliminated. That is Big Baby Esports. 5 teams. 7 players are now alive. Who will get that winner chicken dinner? It's a war now. It's a war. It's a battle of egos. Alpha finally is out. EXF ends Alpha. 3 teams. And all the 3 teams surviving with 2 players. It's a 2v2v2 fight. EXF got a place inside the circle. Alep Esports, they are present inside the circle too. So maybe another circle will have to wait for this battle to get initiated. Alep Esports just getting 1 elimination. But we all saw how much passive they were in this city. Just sitting quietly in an apartment, doing nothing. No poking, nothing. Not messing around with any team. Just patiently sitting there and doing their job, that is surviving. And just by luck, they got that 1 elimination because they were forced to initiate a fight. And that was a do-or-die situation. They had to fight. And If the situation was different there, if they had a different option, they wouldn't have fought. SLM Esports now using their utilities. Both he might get caught in that Molotov. He immediately runs back and he won't be damaged. He won't burn himself with that Molotov. That is crazy. He almost stepped into it. Psych gets knocked out. Psycho will put him to sleep. EXF. Oh! Buffy gets knocked out by Rolioto. Jamal of Alep Esports is the last man standing. And this is going to be a chaotic finish. Buffy's out. Rolito pulls that grenade. Psycho has a really good height advantage. And Alep Esports, they're eliminated from this game. They're eliminated on 3rd position. Now, Rolioto has to jump down. There's no other option. And he makes it to the corner of that room that is barely inside the blue zone. Oh my god. Now this sticky bomb is going to bother Rolioto. But very smartly, he dodges that sticky bomb too. And he'll pop in that first aid. Jellet shows up. Rolioto knocks him down. Rolioto knocks him down. It's the final 1v1 left. There was no need to overcome it. Rolioto might not able to get out of that window. And Psycho has to be very much sharp and agile there. Is Rolioto gonna jump out? Where is Psycho? He jumps out. Psycho! But he is above that building. And oh my goodness! Psycho made connections mid-air. And that's the end. From such a huge range, connecting that S12K while he was mid-air. Unbelievable finish. Shingle Monsters getting that winner chicken in the last game. But Psycho, he won my heart. Kind of connection he has made. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. 4 matches are over. And I'll be taking a leave. I hope you all guys have enjoyed. And if yes, make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. Bye bye, good night, and take care.